When we talk about forgiveness, it can be a hard subject for us because, it can resurrect a lot of pain and bring us back to a place where we dealt with a lot of trauma. And it's not a place that we like to revisit, but a lot of times we don't understand. A lot of times we don't understand how important forgiveness is, We've been lied to say that it's something that we can just forget about, right? And what I mean by that is if I don't forgive, then, I forget. Forgive and, it's saying you can forgive, then you can forget. But if you do not forgive, then you will not forget. Do you see that? So before we can really get into what forgiveness is, we gotta understand what forgive means, right? And to forgive is to stop feeling angry and resentful. So to forgive is to stop feeling angry and resentful towards someone for an offense or a flaw or a mistake that they did to us. Patches, hey love. Ah, yay. Release all the bitterness, right? So forgive, it means we stop feeling angry and resentful for something that someone did to us. Whether it was an offense, whether it was a flaw or mistake. So if I say that I could live my life and I'm okay if I don't forgive, then you're saying that you're okay with feeling angry and resentful towards someone. If to forgive means to stop feeling angry and resentful to someone for what they did to you, whether it was a mistake, whether it was an offense, whether they chose to do it or not, purposely or not, whatever it may be, Grand Rising, okay, thanks. I'd be like, what? I do, okay. Always say, yes, Nene. And if you're going to leave before I answer, I want you to just throw up some prayer hands and then I'll answer your question, because I definitely don't want you to leave without you getting that information. Now, if to forgive makes us stop feeling angry and resentful for what someone did, what happens when we don't forgive? That means that somewhere inside of us, we're feeling angry and resentful for what someone did. So we can't completely be free in our emotions because part of our emotions is still worrying about what happened to us. I'm here. Yay. Okay, Bibi. So when we talk about forgiveness, when we deal with forgiveness, it's a release of resentment and anger. We can let these things go that are not supposed to stay with us. We talked about emotional intelligence before, and when we deal with emotional intelligence, seed, hi love. When we deal with emotional intelligence, we understand that our negative emotions are not something we're supposed to live in. Our negative emotions is not something we're supposed to live in. We're not told to never be angry. Why would the Most High put anger in us if we're not supposed to have it? No, we are supposed to get angry. We are supposed to get sad. We are supposed to get disappointed. We're supposed to deal with, hey Queen, thank you Sunflower. We're supposed to deal with these negative emotions and not live in them. So we're supposed to have these negative emotions, but able to deal with them and not live in them. And if we come to a place, like we said, if we do not forgive them, we're living in anger and resentfulness. And it doesn't have to mean that we feel it all the time, but when we see that person and we deal with that person, it resurrects some things. A lot of times people get confused because they believe, Sexy Queen, hey love, Susie, Raphael, thank you Queen Me, thank you for your taps. A lot of times people don't want to deal with forgiveness because they feel like it means you got to reconcile. Oh, it feels like I have to reconcile. It feels like I got to make everything work. If I forgive you, then that means that we got to start trying to work this thing out again. And that's not true. When we deal with forgiveness, we get to a place that I'm saying, I forgive you, but that doesn't make it okay with what you did. I'm going to step into what you need, Nene. I can forgive you, but it doesn't mean it's okay what you did. And a lot of times we don't want to forgive people because we feel like it makes them feel like what they did was right. Come on, Sunflower. Come on, Purpose. I don't want to forgive this person because you hurt me so bad. And if I forgive you, you're going to think it's okay. Oh, come on now. I was stuck there for a long time, and it's real. We don't want to forgive because it's going to make us get to a point where it's saying, you know what, you did hurt me and you abused me and I'm okay with it. No, forgiveness has nothing to do with the reconcile. It has nothing to do with saying that what you did was right. What it is saying is that I'm not allowing my emotions, you to control my emotions. That's what it's saying. I'm not allowing you to let me feel anger and resentment because of what you did to me that was wrong. I love myself more. I forgive you because I love me more. That's what forgiveness does. Do you see that? Come on, Queen. Come on, Preacher. Doesn't mean that you did it okay, but you're not held prisoner. Right. You're not held prisoner to it. Come on now. I'm telling you. I needed this. Yes, Sexy Queen. I love myself more. That's why I'm saying I forgive you, because I won't allow you to lock me down with this resentment and anger and not allow myself to direct my feelings into my divinity. The more I don't forgive you, the more you have power over me. And it's not just the power of the pain that you made me feel when you did the offense that you did, but it's also feeling these emotions constantly because I can't keep reminding myself of it because I won't allow myself to release. So Nene, you have to come to a place you got to love yourself more at the end of the day. It doesn't come to, Nene, the place that you're in right now with that person, it has nothing to do with forgiveness now. It's something completely different. The difference is you got to love yourself more. Now it's not just about forgiving, because you can forgive them, and if they keep doing the same offense to you, then you have to come to a place that you got to love yourself more than you love them. The place that you're in, Queen, the only reason how it's even able to happen to you is because you're loving someone more than you love yourself. But forgiveness will allow you to see, I forgive you for what you did. I forgive your offense. I see that you made a mistake and I forgive you, but it doesn't, you got to listen to it, love. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgive and forget. We have to be wise somewhere. The Most High told us to be wise. Forgive and forget that we do not hold grudges around people, but we got to be wise enough to get us out of the situation. If you abuse me and I forgive you because I know you make mistakes, that doesn't mean I'm going to allow you to do it again. When it comes to forgiveness, we're bringing to a place that we begin to forgive people because we feel like if I forgive you, it's a green flag to let you go and do what you did again. No, I'm more assertive about me. I know who I am. I will not allow you to mistreat me. I forgive you for what you did because I understand you make mistakes. I understand that you do not love yourself, but I will not allow you to harm me again. Oh, Gypsy, thank you, love. All praises to the Most High. So we have been lied to over generations by talking that blood is thicker than water. Family means nothing. You know why? What do you mean, Candy? What do you mean family means nothing? That's a horrible thing to say. I'm going to get a little bit deeper. Family means nothing because we all have free will of choice. It doesn't matter that you're my mother. My mother chose to abuse me as a child. Thank you, Sunflower. I appreciate every gift. You guys helping me get to my goal. 4 stars, getting closer. I love you guys. Yay. Thank you so much, Sunflower, for all your gifts. I appreciate you. Nikki, hey, love. Broke solid. Nene, and I'm learning that, Candy. Right, Nene. My mother is my mother, and in her description, she's supposed to love me unconditionally, but at the end of the day, she has a free will of choice. So her being my blood really has nothing to do with her decisions. What her decision is her decision. I have friends that love me harder and love me unconditionally than I do my family. So family means nothing because every human has a free will of choice, and if they can choose whether to love you the right way or they can choose whether to not not love you the right way. They can choose whether to love you unconditionally, or they could choose to harm you. It's their choice, and it's not our decision on whether we decide. Thank you, Candace. So I see, hey love, and it's not our decision to decide whether they love us or not. I have cut off people, from brothers to sisters to, at the end of the day, I gotta love myself more. And me loving myself more doesn't have anything to do with blood. It doesn't say that I have to do this, because I need to love myself more in order to love people better. And I don't have to be in connection with you, around you 24/7 to love you unconditionally. No, I love myself unconditionally. And if you're harming me, then I have to remove myself so I can become better to love you better. The more and more we stay in relationships with people that are harming us, it's us saying it's okay for you to do that, and we never let them get to a place to grow. Yeah, but they're hurting me, Candy. We disable them, we handicap them from their self-growth. Yeah, the more and more I allow it to happen, come on, sexy queen, the more and more I allow these things to happen, I'm saying it's okay. You know, oh, you hit me and you hurt my arm, I forgive you. I forgive you. You're my sister. I love you. You hurt my arm again, I forgive you. I love you. So the translation is, love will forgive all, even if it comes to a place of hurting you more. How can the people that we love so dearly ever come to a place of self-love if we are not the example? So if you're talking about how to cut in-laws off emotionally, dealing with your own siblings, spouses, you have to, there's three things that we deal with self-love. And the one thing is, first of all, we got to recognize our value. The second thing is we got to recognize our worth, our value and our worth. Once we recognize those things, we got to have a relationship with the Most High. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, love, thank you, Patches. Lady T, thank you, love. Cute, thank you for my tap. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there comes a point that we got to be blinded by titles. What are you talking about, Kenny? I'm saying that I can't just look at my mother and say I gotta be in a relationship with her because she's my mother. I can't look at my spouse and say I have to be in a relationship with them regardless of how they treat me, regardless of how they love themselves and how they love me. There comes to a place that there has to be a breaking, there has to be a cutting if it's not beneficial to our divinity. How do I know if it's beneficial to our divinity? I know by having this relationship with the Most High. That's the third thing when it comes to self-love. We know our value, we know our worth, and we have a relationship with the Most High. Sometimes the Most High will connect us with people that love us, and He wants us to stay there and to grow in this while we help them grow in their self-love. And that is not always the case. So we got to talk to the Creator who has created this destiny for us to be able to tell us this is a green light or this is a red light. And that's the way that we know. So when you're talking about a gypsy, my love, when you say that it's hard to cut off emotionally from your spouse, siblings, whatever it may be, people, in-laws, we have to come to a place to be able to find that healthy medium. And the most important thing is our mind, is our mental health first. It's you first, my love, because I can't give 100 if I'm not 100. And I can't give 1,000 if I ain't 1,000. I gotta be good with myself in me in order to give out. And when we get a little bit deeper, come on, Sunflower, come on, D. Michael, hey, love, Patches, thank you for my taps. Come on, Lady T. We're going to get a little bit deeper. But Candy, Auntie Marie, that sounds selfish. You're being real selfish because all you're thinking about is yourself. I got to think about myself because who else is? I'm not going to go there because I'm going to get a little bit too excited. But what I'm saying is it sounds a little bit selfish. No, because if He lives in me and I'm focusing on me, come on now. If the Most High lives in me and I'm focusing on self, my heart is His heart. My world is His world. My decisions are His decisions. So that means that I'm focusing on my God. I'm focusing on the Most High. So when I deal with self, it allows me to help others. I can't give to you what I don't have. Right. And the reason why we come to this place of being locked down and imprisoned by this place where we don't forgive, this unforgiveness, we're slaves to this unforgiveness thing, is because we become to a place to love people more than we love ourselves. Come on, Lady T. My ancestors have been telling me this very message. Self-love, your own point love. Yes, come on, Gypsy. Come on, D. I'm dealing with so much unforgiveness because I don't love myself more than I love the people that I'm connected to. Unforgiveness, it deals with self-love. No, but they hurt me. No, go back, King. It's because it deals with self-love. No, but they hurt me. Go back, Queen. It's not about them, it's about us. I'm gonna forgive you, and that doesn't mean that it was okay. I'm gonna forgive you, and that doesn't mean I'm allowing you to do it again, but I am forgiving you because I'm not allowing you to have the power over my emotions. Because if you can control my emotions, then you can control my life. I know I'm so much more worthy than the trauma that you had me experience. I'm more valuable than that. I'm going to forgive you because I will not allow you to have power over me because of the pain that you caused. The more and more I deal with unforgiveness, the more and more I say I devalue myself. The more and more I live in unforgiveness, the more and more I dilute my power. When you come to a place of forgiveness, it propels you forward. Then how do you look them in the face daily? If you have to come to a place, Lady T, you got to remove yourself. And I could look you in the face daily because of my attitude. We talked about this the other day. I have a positive attitude, not because of what I'm experiencing, it's because I know who I am. When I know who I am and I know, thank you, Starboy. When I know who I am and I know my worth, it doesn't matter what is going on around me. I still believe in who I am. So I'm positive, and I have a positive attitude because I'm living. I have a positive attitude because, and I won't allow my energy to be directed into your negativity. I won't allow it. I'm going to keep my mind, my eyes on the prize. I'm going to continue to redirect my energy into my divinity. Let me keep going. Marie, hey, love. When we have that self-love, it helps us, it sustains us to be around people of hate. It sustains us to be around people that have negative energy. When we have that self-love, that's why it's so important for us to love us first, because if we give all to people, when we come around an environment of negativity, of haters and things like that, or people that are confused or don't have their own self-love, Stats Queen, hey beautiful, then it lowers our energy. But if we have the built up self-love on the inside, it says, I'm not allowing you to change my positive attitude because you don't have power over me. My divinity is more valuable than me changing my attitude because of your offense. We talked about this the other day when we spoke about attitude. I value my divinity more than I value what you are doing to me, your opinion. Come on, D. And that's why we can look people in the face, and you can curse me out, you can say what, you can call me out of my name, and you got. I'm trying to get this out. You got to be accountable for your environment. I'm gonna get there, but you could call me out your name, you could say all this stuff, but it doesn't change the core of who I am. Your opinion does not affect my energy. We value people's opinions so much, that's why we care about the faces. How can I look them in the face? How can I, because we care about the faces more than we do self. And it's not something that we have always recognized, but we're seeing it now. Joseph, hey love, welcome forward. D, Sunflower, yes, Lady T. Come on. Arida, hey love. Stats Queen, great rising to you, beautiful. Thank you, love, for your gifts. I appreciate all gifts. Gypsy, I hope this is helping you. Next thing is that we are responsible for our environment. Can't love others as I love myself when I don't love myself. Right. Ariel, hey, gorgeous, great rising. Come on now. Come on. So the next thing is we're responsible for our environment. Lady T, I think Lady T asked it. Go back. No, Gypsy, Queen. Yes, we can have enough self-love, but we got to have some wisdom about ourselves that I'm not going to constantly keep fighting a battle that I can change. You know, if I'm connected in a relationship with somebody that keeps bringing me down, and I keep having to redirect my energy into my divinity, and I can't live in happiness. We talked about this before. If I can't live in happiness, then I have to start reevaluating my relationships. I got to start checking my circles. I got to do some self-evaluating to begin to see if I should even be in this environment. When we put more burdens on us than we can bear, the Most High says, I don't put more burdens on you than you can bear. We put burdens on us that we cannot bear because we choose to stay in situations when the Most High has been told us to get out, when He has made a way of escape, when these things there's opportunities for us to leave, but we love people more than we love ourselves, so we stay. A lot of times it seems so hard, king and queens, because we make it that hard. It's not that the things that we don't go through in life isn't hard, because it is. But a lot of times we deal with situations. Come on, Joseph. Come on, Candace. Come on, Lady T. A lot of times we deal with situations and it seems like we can't live, or we're dying in it, is because we are dealing with more than we should. Because of our decisions. Yummy! I love you, Queen. Welcome forward. Yay, great rising to you, love. Hi, beautiful. Welcome you and your sunshine. Starboy, come on now. Come on, Joseph. So it gets real. I'm not going to keep looking at you in your face and you keep bringing me down and you keep calling me out of my name. And every time I see you, you got something negative to say, and we sleep in the same bed. Oh, I know it's hard. Yeah, but you made a commitment to me, Candy. You told me that you would be with me forever. Candy, you made a commitment to me. You said that you would love me always. I do love you always, but what I'm recognizing is the more and more I love myself, the more and more I'm recognizing when I made that decision, I didn't love me. So my standard was lower. And I accepted this union when I didn't even know who I was. And I didn't even understand my value. But now that I do, honey, you're going to have to come up to my level or we're not going to be able to be connected. Sometimes it's just more. Sometimes it's just more. We got to love ourselves more. I did say what I said, but I didn't know who I was. I did say what I said, but I didn't understand my value. What about when they change for the better, but you can't let go of past hurt? Okay. Lady T. YOLO, hey love. Thank you, Starboy. I love you. Thank you, everyone, helping me get close to my goal for stars. You guys are awesome. Nanya, welcome back. When we come to a place, thank you, Lady T, thank you, love. We have to forgive, and when we can't, even what we can't forget, that part. Yes, preacher. Well, you need to grow to change for the better also. Right, Joseph? And I'm going to say this. If they grow for the better and you can't forget because you're so hurt, that directly has to deal with self. So now we're not looking at the person anymore. But it really has to deal with us on the reason why we can't heal. And a lot of times the reason why we can't heal, it stems deeper. It stems, my red, thank you, love. It stems deep, much deeper than the offense that the person made to us. I hope I don't lose anybody here. And if you need more explaining and stuff like that, thank you, Shekinah, Grand Rising. Hey, love. If you need me to explain deeper, let me know. But I'm getting a little bit deeper here now. When we're dealing with people that have changed for the better, but we can't get over the hurt. we can't get over what they have done to us. A lot of times it's much more deeper than what we have experienced with them. If I'm unable to forgive them for the hurt that they caused me, somewhere along the lines in our past, we have experienced the same thing. I'm talking to somebody now. I can't forgive my spouse because they hurt me and they asked me for forgiveness, and I told them, I forgive them, and they became better. They learned from their mistakes, but I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting because someone that said that they love me unconditionally hurt me again. And the again is where we're at right now. There is a connecting of relationships that we have through our life, that every time we get worn and worn and worn, the more and more we go through that, we come to a point, my love, lady, that we cannot forgive because we hurt so much because of all the past hurt that has been piling on and on. By the time it gets to someone that loves themselves enough that if they make a mistake, they ask for forgiveness and they grow. When we get to someone that loves us unconditionally, because that's what happens, if they're able to grow from what they did to us and make themselves better and be in a relationship with us, that means that that means that they love us unconditionally because they love their self unconditionally. And if we can't come to a place to accept unconditional love, which is saying, I made a mistake, but I still love you the way I love you, then there's something going on the inside. And what happens is we've been hurt for too long. We have been promised and the promise broken. We have been spoken words over ourselves, and then you hurt me again. And what happens is when we get to the point with these people, it's been too much. Brando, hey love. Dre, thank you, love. It changes you. Come on, Lady T. The more and more I've been hurt, the more and more I forgive, the more and more people harm me, and the traumas I deal with, is the more and more I get numb. The more and more that I'm not just living, but I'm living, pain is living for me. I want to ask, but I couldn't be with her anymore, but I still love her. Come on, Joseph. Talk about it. Forgiveness is more than just saying I'm sorry, right? Come on, preacher. Because of all the past hurts that we have dealt with, it brought us to a place where when somebody actually does ask for forgiveness and does change for the better, that we cannot come, that we are still hurt. You know why? I'm going to give you guys an example, and I'm going to answer everyone's questions right now. I'm going to talk about myself just for a moment and give you a testimony. I had lived my life dealing with the abuse that my mother did to me as a child, right? Even as an adolescent, even as a teenager, the things that she did to me. And the things that my mother did to me was because she couldn't get to the person that she hated, which was my father. And because I looked like him, I was the closest one to her that she can hurt. So she hurt me instead of hurting him. And that's what I dealt with as a child. Now, thank you, Saucy. Hey, beautiful Grand Rising. So what happened is, throughout the years, there was a period in time I did not speak to my mother at all. This is unforgiveness, right? We don't forgive anyone. We're hurt by what they did to us, and we hold it in, and we don't want to forgive them because we want them to hurt like they hurt us. So in the beginning, after I left my mother's house and a teenager and this and that, I didn't speak to her for a couple of years till I got to a place to recognize that we got to forgive people for what they've done. So I had a surface forgiveness. It's much more than apology. Did you hear what preacher said? It's much more than just saying I'm sorry, just more saying I forgive you. It's much deeper than that, but at the time I didn't understand that. So when I see my mother, I told her I forgive her for what she did to me, and I was able to be cordial with her and hi, bye, and that's it. And that's how we kept the relationship. I was respectful. I actually was always respectful to my mother. At a time I didn't speak to her. All right, so for years, me and my mother just had a relationship of hi and bye and this and that. And I'm getting somewhere. Yes, unforgiveness is hard, Saucy. And I want you to hear what I'm saying. So at the age of about 29 or 28, it was Thanksgiving. And I was sitting down being thankful to the Most High for all that He's done for me. And I was by myself this Thanksgiving. And it was at nighttime, and the Most High said to me, Candy, Annie Marie, I want you to write down everything that your mother has done to you. He wanted me to write down every single abuse that I could remember that she's done to me. And what I did was I filled 2 columns on one whole page, regular sized paper. On the other side, I filled half of the page of the things that I could remember that she abused me and done to me. And he said, call her. Now, as soon as he said, call her, in my mind, the first thing I said is, finally, she's gonna admit to what she's done. She is gonna ask for forgiveness, and she's gonna apologize. And I didn't even recognize how much it was weighing on me, because subconsciously it was. I didn't think about it. It never came to my mind, but subconsciously there was a weight that I didn't know was there. And that's how awesome the Most High is. He resurrects some things, and he said, you're going to call her now. And as soon as he said, call her, thank you, Saucy. As soon as he said, call her, I got this relief in my chest. I felt, finally, this is, that she's going to be accountable for what she did. I just was feeling, I was like, yes. I waited years for this. So I called my mother on the phone, and he told me what to do. So I said to her, Mommy, I just want you to listen to me. I want you to hear what I have to say. I don't want you to interrupt me, but I want you to hear everything I say until I tell you I'm done. Then I want you to answer a question. So I listed all the things that was on this list. And when I was finished, I said to her, what do you have to say about that? And this is abuse going all the way from 3 years old all the way till I can remember. And she said, that wasn't me, that was your grandmother. The point of me saying what I'm saying is that when you forgive people, a lot of times we are searching for an apology that we never get. A lot of times we come to a place that we're not able to, an apology that we never get, and either, hold on. It's either the apology is insincere or we don't get it at all. Now, I was looking for her to say something, but as soon as she said the wrong answer, just as soon as she spoke, the Most High said, you're free. Just like that. Just like that, because I was able to face what happened to me, and I was able to forgive her for what she did, and it didn't matter what her response was. It was for the Most High to show me how much power it had over me without words. And from that moment on, I knew that forgiveness really doesn't have anything to do with people. It has to do with us. And if we're in a place that we can't forgive people, there's wounds that we have that was never healed. And that's why I bring this up, Lady T. The reason why you can't forgive the person that became better after what they did to you, and they love you the way they do, and it's you, is because there's hurt that you have in you that you was never healed from. And that wound is open, that It doesn't matter what you do, as long as it relates to what I felt before, it still feels real. What my mother did to me, I remember it like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? It's the stuff that we deal with, it gets real hard because it's real deep. Covered wounds, hidden wounds. Come on. Mine won't say sorry, Mom, but I at peace. That's Saucy. Come on now. My mother blamed my grandmother for what she did, and I said, how are you blaming my grandma? You was standing right there. You was my guardian. You was supposed to protect me. You was the one who was supposed to cover me. My beautiful elevator, I love you. You was the one who was supposed to do it. It has nothing to do with her putting blame on someone else. She's not being accountable for what she allowed. And you know what? When he said I'm released, even with what I was saying, I recognize it doesn't have to do with whether somebody comes to a place to be sincere about their apology or say anything at all. It has to do with us. We have to release them from having this power over us. You could apologize or not. It's okay, but I still forgive you. That doesn't mean what you did was okay. And that doesn't mean you will ever be able to do it to me again. But I will not allow you to have power over me and who I am, or for the harm that you have caused me. Do you see that? Little Zay, love. I too, all lies. I can't change what she wants to believe. It's beyond me. Yeah, it's beyond me. So I recognize that how important forgiveness is. And not just a surface forgiveness. H-Town, hey, love. And not just a surface forgiveness. Yes, take your power back. Come on, Sunflower. And not just a surface forgiveness that preachers talking about. It's not just saying I'm sorry, but it's healing those wounds, Lady T. Lady T, my love, you got to do some self-evaluation on the inside, and you got to resurrect some things of the hurt that happened to you. And it's because it's been layered so much, it's hard to forgive now. I was hurt and I never forgave. I was hurt and I never forgave. I hurt and never forgave. Hurt, never forgave. Hurt, never forgave. Hurt, never forgave. Hurt, never forgave. And then when we came to a place that somebody was really apologetic and really cared about what they did to us, we can't get over the hurt because there's too many layers. There's too many layers of unforgiveness. When we don't deal with the unforgiveness from the initial point, we come to a place, it is vitally important for our mental health of those ones that have harmed us to forgive them. Vitally important. Why? Because we find ourselves in a place like Lady T. Like I was in a period of my life that it didn't matter. Even the good people didn't get forgiveness from me. And we can't allow people to have so much control over our life. Thank you, Sunflower. Everyone helping me get closer to my goal for stars. You guys are awesome. It takes strength to forgive those that have done you wrong. However, the end result is well worth it. That part, Starboy, come on now. Thank you, Candace. God's gift, hey, love. Only thing I control are my thoughts and feelings, right? We can't control people. And we can't allow how people feel about us for us to attach our identity to that, because that's not who we are. Because my mother chose to do that to me at a period in my life. You know, I was dealing with suicide. I tried to take my own life because of how my mother felt about me. But what about me feeling about me? What about who I really am? What about the Most High, how he feels about me? What about the person and the thing that matters, which is him, and how he feels about me? You know, I was young. I was 14 at that time that I dealt with that because of how my mother treated me my whole life, and I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I didn't deserve love. If my own mother can't love me, come on now. And that's the lie that we have, and when we deal with this world, the self-love means everything because people have the freedom of choice and free will. And it don't matter. Come on, Kimmy. Yes, my beautiful. It doesn't matter what we do and what we deal with and how they are. It doesn't matter what their title is. They're not They don't have to live the description. They can have the title all they want, but they do not have to live the description. If you have the title of being a mother is supposed to love you unconditionally. She doesn't have to love you unconditionally because she has a freedom of choice. And we're not taught that. We're just taught that your mother's supposed to love you unconditionally. So we think there's something wrong with us. Come on, who am I talking to? We're told that our husband's supposed to love us unconditionally, and when they don't do it, we think there's something wrong with us. Come on now. We're told our wives are supposed to love us unconditionally, and when they don't do it, we think there's something wrong with us. Come on, we got to come to a point to recognize that everyone has a freedom of choice and has free will to do as they choose. So they can choose not to love you. A mother can choose not to love their children. A child can choose not to love their parents. It's a sad thing, but it's real. And the more and more that we face the real facts of this life, the more and more we can build our self-love. When you don't forgive, you give them power over your life. And it may not seem like nothing. I'm telling you, I went years with my mother until that day that the Most High had me do that. And I felt such a weight. She never took accountability for what she did. She didn't apologize. But the weight came off because I recognized I never forgave her, really. And it made me recognize how much she doesn't love herself. And it made me see that mentally where she's at. That she's incapable of recognizing the hurt that she's caused. So I gotta forgive her, because how can I hold her to a place that I was before? Oh, forgiveness is a hard thing because it brings the mirror out. Oh, come on. Berg, hey love. Come on, Patches. It brings the mirror out. Forgiveness brings the mirror out. Forgiveness says, let's get through this. There's 4 things that we got to deal with when we come to a place of forgiveness. The first thing thank you, Gypsy. Thank you, beautiful. Helping me get closer to my goal 4 stars. You guys are amazing. All right, let's do this. There's 4 things that we have to deal with in order for us to walk in forgiveness. And it's a long road. Yes, it is. Hey, babe, God. Hey, love. The first thing is we got to uncover and face our trauma. Didn't we say that? We got to put it all out on the table. What happened to us that's not allowing us to forgive this person? They abused me. They called me out of my name. They stole from me. They betrayed me. Right? So we got to uncover and face the trauma that we're dealing with from this unforgiveness. Right? The next thing that we have to do is we have to make the decision to forgive. How do I make a decision to forgive, Candy? What do you mean, like, make the decision? We recognize what they did to us and we make a decision to forgive. I'm deciding to forgive. Why? Because I love myself more. I'm deciding to forgive. Why? Because I'm worth it. I'm worth more than this. I need to, welcome forward, Dino. Hey, King. I need to make room for the things that were promised to me. I need to make room for the positive emotions. I need to make room for the blessings that are to come. I need to make room for this great destiny that's before me. I can't use up space on empty things. I gotta make a decision to forgive. Graves, hey, love. Buckwheat, hey gentlemen, great rising to you. Welcome forward, King. I gotta make a decision to live my life and what is called for me and what I deserve. I have to make the decision to forgive because I'm worth more. So we face the traumas. The second thing, we make the decision to forgive. The next thing is we cultivate forgiveness. And that's why what brought me here by developing compassion. There was a place in my life that my mind was lost the same as my mother's is. And I didn't know my self-worth. And I just hurt people because I was hurt. I recognize somewhere in her there was me. I was there before. I can relate. I have compassion. I have empathy to understand when people are lost, that Candy was lost too at a time. Kizzo, hey love. Come on, king and queens. I cultivate my forgiveness. How? Because I recognize myself in it. And the last thing you need to do, my loves, come on, prophet. The last thing we need to do, loves, is we release harmful emotions. Now we got to release that emotion. We got to release the anger, release the resentment. I came to a place to face the trauma, recognize what they did to me. I came to a place to decide to forgive because I'm worth more. I cultivate this forgiveness by seeing the compassion of someone being like how I am or was. And I come to a place to release these negative emotions so that I can begin to have power over my life again. And that's how we walk in forgiveness. Yes, transformation. Come on now. Tia, hey, beautiful. Malgal, hey, love. And one of the deepest parts, remember I said it has to deal with self. Thank you, Sunflower. Oh! Saucy and Sunflower at the same time. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you all. I love you. Every single person that has gifted me today. I made my goal because of you. I'm here because of you, my loves. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Saucy. Oh, Heart, hey, love. Candace, thank you. Sunflower, thank you. Gypsy, thank you. Saucy, Lady T, Cat, everyone. Everyone that gifted, everyone that's here. Shekinah, thank you, beautiful. Everyone, I love you guys. Thank you for helping me reach my goal. Raquel, hey, love. Rachel. When I said forgiveness deals with self, we got to get a little bit deeper. A lot of times, we could graduate to a place to start forgiving people, but we don't graduate to the place to start to forgive self. Sports Free, hey love. Ray, welcome for a cake. And that gets deeper when we deal with self-forgiveness. Why do we go through this life not recognizing our worth? Why do we go through this life not recognizing our values? Because every day we constantly remind ourselves that we're not good enough. Why? Because we can't forgive ourselves. Every day we constantly remind ourselves of the mistakes we made. Why? Because we don't feel like we're good enough. Come on. It gets deeper because a lot of times we live in unforgiveness because most of all we can't forgive ourselves. We can't forgive ourselves for the wrong trap. Thank you, love. We can't forgive ourselves for the wrong chia. Hey, love. We can't forgive ourselves for the wrong decisions we made. We can't come to a place to say it's okay. And we live in this unforgiveness in self. We can't forgive ourselves for allowing people to hurt us the way they did. Ari doll, Chi doll, her going through the process is so hard to watch. It's a difficult role. Right, Saucy? Come on now. Let's be real. Red, thank you, love. And I want us to recognize a different stage in our life. Some of us, we can deal with the most low down, dirty, horrible, hurtful things that people have done to us, and we forgive them. But when it comes to what we do to ourselves, we can't forgive ourselves. We forgive people faster than we forgive ourselves. We're so quick to forgive everyone but us. We don't give them a hard time for what they did to us, but we give ourselves a hard time. Come on, Saucy. Where is all this devaluing coming from? Where is all this place of I'm not worthy and this and that coming from? It's because we believe it in our mind that we're not. We love people more than we love ourselves. That's why we're so quick to forgive people faster than we can forgive us. Come on, Red. Come on, preacher. Let's be real. Come on. Let's just be a little bit transparent. That's me. I'm so quick. I love everyone so hard that, I love them unconditionally. They do something wrong to me. I forgive them. And I tell them, I'm going to help you grow in this. And we're going to do this together. And I forgive you for what you did. But when it comes to me allowing them to hurt me, I'm guilty. When it comes to me for allowing them to do what they did to me, I can't forgive myself for the mistakes that I made and the bad decisions that I made. I keep holding myself hostage. I keep holding myself, imprisoning myself in this mental anguish because of my decisions. Mentally captive, enslaved in my own guilt. The Most High done forgave us. The people around us that we harmed forgave us. And we can never forgive ourselves. If the greatest being in existence, entity in existence can forgive us, our Creator, why can't we forgive us? Comes down to a place that we don't feel like we're worthy. It comes down to a place that we don't understand our value enough. Yeah, but no, I feel good about me, Candy. I said, no, if we deal with self-guilt and we deal with not being able to forgive ourselves, then honey, that is directly related to you understanding who you are. Thank you, Trap. Hey, Poppy. It's directly related to what you feel your worth is and your value is. We see the worth and value in people, but why can't we see it in us? We forgive our children quickly because we want them to know, I know you made a mistake, but you're still great. I know you didn't do it 100%, but we're going to grow from this and you're going to be better, love. Where are those words to self? Where are those words when we mess up to say it's going to be okay, Candy? It's going to be okay, Annie Marie. We're going to get through this thing. Why? Because you're great. You're destined to do great things. I don't know. Come on, Sports Freak. Come on, Mystical. I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking to today. We're quick to... It looks easy because we see the greatness in others, but we can't see the greatness in us. That's why it's hard to forgive. I'm telling you, when I finished dealing with depression, the first thing that I did was I was sad. I was real sad about the trauma that led me to the depression when it was resurrected again. And I didn't recognize that I had even depression at the time I was. When it was brought to my attention and I dealt with all the pain again, which is what caused me to go into depression, the next thing I did was, I said, this depression got me to a place to lower my standard. It got me to a place to break my standard and my foundation that I built for 9 years. Everything that I stood for, I lost in a matter of a month because I was in depression. Then the anger came in the inside. And after the anger, then came not just the anger for what I did, but the anger to allow it to happen. You see that? And I didn't want to, I came to a place to forgive the person that harmed me and the people that I love, but I started to hate that I allowed it to happen. And when we deal with the hating that we allowed it to happen, that deals with self, it doesn't allow us to forgive ourselves for allowing it to happen. It doesn't allow us, when we take accountability, it could bring us to a place where we don't want to forgive ourselves. I'm accountable because I allowed it to happen, but we got to come to a place to say I'm accountable and it's okay. You hear me, King and Queens? I'm accountable, but it's okay. I messed up And it was my fault, and it's okay. Because I wasn't created to be perfect. And I'm going to mess up along the lines, and as long as I grow from it, I'm going to win. And if I'm winning, then I'm always going to be great. We got to begin to change our perspective, king and queens, that we can come to a place to live in self-forgiveness. And we will be just as quick to forgive ourselves as we forgive our children, as we forgive our spouses, our partners, our friends. So say it's all right that you messed up, but we're going to do better. That part. Yeah, carrying their weight. Come on. Yes, Red. We sometimes sadly take it out on our children. Right, lady? A lot of things we take out on our children. How we raise them, we're taking out on the things that we have experienced, abuse and things like that. We take out on them. And that could be for good or for bad, either way. But you know what? The most important thing is us recognizing that we're not supposed to do everything perfect. We are made perfectly imperfect. And the more and more we understand that we are made perfectly imperfect, the greater that we can live this life. The greater we can love our loved ones. I ain't coming before you to tell you I got it all together, but I'm coming before you to tell you that the more that I don't get it together is the more that I will. Oh, come on now, king and queens. The more that I don't get it together is the more that I will, because the more I mess up is the more that I'm going to grow. And the more that I grow is the more that I learn. And the more that I learn is the greater strength I have on the inside to get to where I need to go, to reach that destiny that was purpose for me. Oh, you messed up again. Yeah, I sure did. I messed up again because I ain't supposed to do it right all the time. And as long as I try my very best with a good heart, with a good heart, keep his commandments and love him, the Most High will align the stars for me. I know what I was promised. And my promise wasn't perfection in me. It is perfection in him. And we live this life being hard on ourselves because we believe that we're supposed to be perfect without a God. And I'm telling you, perfect people don't need a Most High. A perfect person doesn't need a God. So I'm supposed to be perfected in him, honey. So if you're connected to me and you're dealing with me and you're upset that I made a mistake, maybe this isn't a relationship that you should be in, love, because I'm supposed to make mistakes so I can grow. And if I tried my very best, you can't be upset with me because, honey, listen, I ain't even upset with myself. See, that's what happens when we are in a place where we can have self-forgiveness. We won't even be upset at ourselves, but we find people around us upset with us. Right? When we live in self-love, we live in self-forgiveness. I forgive myself for the mistake I made. I know it was bad, and I know it led to bad, negative consequences. But guess what? The next time I have the opportunity, I'm going to do better. And I wouldn't take it back because then I wouldn't learn what I had learned when I came out. I don't know who I'm talking to, king and queens. I wouldn't be able to say and stand before you and tell you that I'm a survivor. I wouldn't be able to tell you that I overcome this thing. I wouldn't be able to tell you that the impossible of me moving this mountain, I moved. So I'll take my perfectly imperfect. Come on, Lady T. Come on, Tati. Come on, D. I'll take my perfectly imperfect. And if you have a problem with that, my love, then maybe we should not be connected. And I love you unconditionally. I told you I do, but I could love you from afar because I got to love myself more at the end of the day. Because if I don't love myself more at the end of the day, I'll never get to what was been purpose for my life. I'll never get to the destiny that was called for me. I made a decision that I am good enough. I have made a decision that I'm worthy. I have made a decision to see my value. I have decided to see who my Father is and get a relationship with him. Now I recognize that I'm more. And the people that do not allow me to do that, they gotta go. Come on now. Agape love. Come on. Self-love. Right. I'm good enough. Come on, Red. Why do many people go backwards? Because there's no self-love, Prophet. There's no understanding. It's hard to rewrite what has been written in our life. And for each and every one of us, we were born into not saying we were good enough. From the door. A lot of us just by our skin color. Come on now. I don't know who I'm talking to. But I don't have my eyes on people that are going backwards. I got my eyes on the prize, honey. I got my eyes on my divinity. And if there's people that are connected to me that have to deal with my divinity, then I understand. But otherwise, for the people that are choosing to do what they do, whether they choose to do injustice, whether they choose to hurt people, whatever they choose to do, I look at them and see me. The more I talk about the people that are doing wrong is the more that I talk about myself. Oh, that's a whole different level of love and understanding. Perfectly imperfect. Come on now. The more I talk about people now, man, he did that. Oh, you know, he did that injustice. He killed that man because of the color of his skin. They robbed that. How can you do that? You're out here fornicating. How could you do that? You don't love your mother. How could you do that? You're cursing somebody out. How could you do that? You're hurting people, hurt people. How could you do that? I see my face on everybody that's doing wrong. You know why? Because that was me. There was a point that I almost killed somebody just for some emotional thing. There was a point that I betrayed somebody. There's a point that I stole. There's a point that I called somebody out of their name. There's a point that I purposely hurt someone because I wanted to see them hurt because I was hurting. I see myself in people. That's why I love people so hard. One eye, hey love. Cash, welcome for it, broken. The more and more I talk about people and where they are in their life is the more and more I talk about me. No longer do I do that anymore because you know what? I got to focus on my divinity and the people that are connected to me. And if they're not going up with me, then I got to release. But there's nothing to talk about because there's a lot of people that released me in a period in my life because I didn't have self-love and I was hurting people and I was doing wrong and I was walking backwards. I don't know who I'm talking to. I hope this is helping you all. That's when we cultivate that forgiveness. That's when we start developing compassion. You develop compassion to cultivate forgiveness. Yummy, yes. Come on now. Talk about it, Yummy. You're on point, sister. Come on, preacher. We love, you know, when we value our energy. Yes, it's helping me. Come on, Brad. Come on, One Eye. When we value our energy so much, I can't direct my energy into what other people's decisions are. Come on. I wasted too much energy. I wasted too much of life. That's what energy is. We talk about guard your energy, protect your energy. Energy is life. I'm able to lift this up because I'm living and I have energy to do it. If I'm sick and bedridden, I can't lift this up. That means I can't live because I can't make my own choices. The way that we live is we make our own choices. That's a living. I live to be happy. I live to be greater. I live to get to my destiny. The more I use my essence of life to worry about others, I'm wasting my own. The more I use the essence of my life energy to worry about others, I'm wasting my own. I know it gets a little bit deep. Lady, hey love, my heart is heavy. I was so happy to see you online. Yes, Cash. And may it be lifted, my love. And all the things and all the concerns that you have in your heart, my beautiful love, my beautiful queen, may it be lifted from you. And may the Most High comfort you in every area that is empty and every area that is hurt. And may you see yourself through his eyes and may you feel his love that is everlasting. For he will never leave you nor forsake you, Cash. Allow him to love on you this day. And remember how great and extraordinary you are, Queen. And I pray that all in Jesus' name. God be the glory. Amen. We can't change people. Only God can. Right? We can't change people. Right? God can, but they must be willing. God can, but they must be willing. But the key thing that prophet said is we can't change people. I could love you to death and I could love you unconditionally, but that's not going to change you. They have to desire the change within their heart. And where a man's heart is, that's where the Most High is. So yes, it does affect. D. Foxy, hey beautiful, thank you. You're welcome, Cash. Thank you for your tap. So remember the 4 steps to deal with forgiveness. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, my loves, is you must honor the pain you have experienced to help you win. Yeah, Sage, hey love. You're welcome, Joe Bear. Love you. I needed this so much. Yes, Patches. You must honor, the last thing I'm going to say, my loves, is you must honor the pain you have experienced to help you win. When we forgive, we win. Foxy, thank you, love. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing, sorry, and I froze. Okay, there we go. We must honor our pain that we have experienced to help us win. And Lady T, we were speaking about this earlier, things like that, to my loves, my king and queens are here. When we talk about being hurt and that hurt that never was healed, which leads us to this unforgiveness over and over again when we deal with people, and even unforgiveness in self, it's because we didn't come to a place to honor our pain. When we honor the pain that we have experienced, it helps us to win. Because we recognize the pain that was caused to us, and we recognize what we got out of. And it brings us to a place to honor that pain. I honor that I went through this struggle and I felt this pain and I survived. I honor it. I hold it in high esteem. That's what it means. I hold the pain in high esteem. I'm not scared of the pain anymore. Come on, king and queens. But I honor it now. A lot of times we live in fear from the pain that we have experienced, so we allow pain to control our life. But when we come to a place to honor our pain and hold our pain in high esteem, to say, I see what you did and I see how you cultivated me and I see how you made me stronger. I honor my pain. I honor the experiences that I went through because it made me become a survivor. I honor what I've been through because it made me become stronger. I honor what I've been through because I'm living. I made it through. I'm an overcomer. My pain has caused me to be a conqueror. Recognize your worth, king and queens, to understand that don't allow pain to control your life where you live in fear, but allow the pain, allow yourself to honor that pain, to be esteemed by the pain that you felt and that you got through. When we live in a place of having pain control our life, we're living as a victim. But when we live in a place to allow pain to be honored for what we have overcome, then we live in a place of a victor. Come on, Yummy. Yep. Oh, I've been hurt. I still win. The pain allows us to grow. So we will always win. So I'm not fearful of pain anymore. I'm not fearful that I might deal with the same things. I might feel that hurt again. I might feel that pain. I take risks because I know I deserve more. I know I deserve more. Yes. Okay. So now that we come to a place to understand forgiveness, now that we understand forgiveness, what we can move forward. Remember what I said, when we deal with forgiveness, when we deal with forgiveness, we come to a place that propels us forward. right? It automatically propels us forward when we forgive, because we close that chapter and we're able to move forward. It never brings us back. Juicy.